17 people killed in an apartment fire yesterday in the Bronx. Some Cincinnati families are now afraid they could meet the same fate.
They have had no heat for months, using space heaters and their ovens for warmth. As David Winter reports, they say they're cold, they're frustrated, and they're scared.
Because I just want the best for my kids.
Hard to do when you don't have heat.
Yeah.
This woman driven to tears by her living situation. She wants to remain anonymous, but says that she and her two children have been living for months without heat in this building in East Price Hill. Last night, it got down to 12 degrees outside. With space heaters, she says she can get the temperature up to about 59.
It was freezing. Well, we had everybody huddled together, basically. I can have a couple of heaters running at a time as long as I have everything else turned off and unplugged.
Otherwise, it flips a breaker.
Right.
I have to keep this oven on literally all day.
Same situation across the hall. This woman lives here with her 3 children. She says the landlord told her they need to fix the boiler.
This is the space heater that I had bought. I actually have to keep this on to keep me warm throughout the night, and sometimes that barely even works. It depends on how cold it gets outside.
And she shows us where it almost caused a fire already.
The tenants let us into their basement. This is where they have to keep flipping their breakers because of their space heaters. This is definitely not up to code. And this is where the infamous boiler is. If it does work, which is highly unlikely, it's certainly not turned on. These pipes are ice cold. We're doing a story on one of your buildings that's had no heat for several months. Is there someone I can talk to there about this?
We called the landlord, a company called Good Investments. A woman named Michelle Wolf called us back about an hour later. She says her company bought the building in September. The previous owners did not disclose that it needed a new boiler. She says that her company ordered one 2 weeks ago, but it's not scheduled to arrive for another 6 to 8 weeks. She says the company bought all of the tenants' heaters and offered them an apartment in another property they own.
And we are cold. We cold.
Nicole Price wonders who will pay for the move and how about her gas and electric bills.
My Duke bill is $300 because I've been using my stove for heat.
The Cincinnati Health Department says as long as the landlord provides alternative heat and an alternative place to live, they are compliant. Still, they are referring the landlord to the building inspector for potential violations. Until then, these tenants say they hope they will survive the cold and not have to survive a fire in the process. David Winter, Local 12 News.
Well, the Cincinnati Building Department tells Local 12 Good Investments has 5 open structural citations at that building alone. Good Investment tells us it owns 3 other properties in the Cincinnati area. David Winter is going to keep tabs on that company and those tenants, and we will let you know what happens.